And welcome to the first episode of I Lather Be Shaving with Douglas Smythe.
And Matt Pisarcik.
Today, we have a hell of a first show for you. We are going to be looking at the vintage Red Tip Gillette and...
the Classic Stank Challenge.
And lastly, we'll be giving you a Red Tip Squared.
Red Tip Tips.
That's right. So, stay tuned.
I can't take you seriously. The year is 1955. Elvis Presley's rocking the charts. Dwight D. Eisenhower is in the Oval Office, and Gillette is coming out with the Red Tip Super Speed. This was part of a series of 3 different razors designed to give your average guy out there different choices of what razor would shave him best. If he had a light beard, sensitive skin, kind of average, or if you're like Doug and I, heavy beard and kind of more sensitive skin. So they made a heavier razor that not only provided the heft and feel that you would want, but the blade angle and the level of aggressiveness that's coming out is also going to do better at mowing down all that hair. These razors are a design that is classic and timeless. In fact, you can tell it's from the 50s because even the case, Gillette worked with a German industrial designer to design this very kind of retro looking case. It kind of reminds me of like the fins on like an old, Chevy.
Retro futuristic.
Yeah, I mean they were looking forward and trying to make something that looked cool.
Yeah, no doubt. I get the George Jetson.
Right.
When I look at it.
Okay. How do you think these guys shave? I mean, have you used one before?
I absolutely love the vintage Red Tip. This is like, whenever I'm trying to get someone into wet shaving, it's never that difficult if I gift them a Red Tip. This is a thing of beauty, folks. They really got it right with this one out of that entire
trio.
Yeah, the entire trio. The Red Tip is definitely one of my go-to vintage razors. I mean, it's just beautiful. I mean, and look at this. This is exactly what I think about when I think about a safety razor.
Right.
Silo doors, the weight, the design on the handle is just,
it's got that grip.
Great grip, and I'm a shower shaver, so this is especially great for me. But the weight and the fulcrum, the balance, it's just so well done. They really nailed it with this. They should just stop production of everything else after they hit this. No, seriously, I love this razor.
Well, you know that because Gillette was so successful with this, their next stop was making the adjustable razors. The Fat Boy, the Toggle, the Slim, all was because of this series was so successful.
I believe it. I mean, you don't need anything else. The adjustables, for me, adjustables are like, it's amateur hour.
Right.
It's for the noob. Nothing wrong with that. Get your shape where you can. And, your miles may vary as anything else in life, especially in shaving. But
right.
This is like, I mean, I typically don't go for butterfly razors. I go for a 3-piece, but this one is the one I will
Rock
go
solid.
for. Yeah, it is.
These razors were out from 1955 to 1959 and definitely paved the way for Gillette realizing that there was different kinds of shavers out there and that they needed to appeal to different kinds of people. If you haven't already picked one up, you can find these at antique stores, thrift stores. They were made in the millions, and you shouldn't really have to pay more than $15 to $25 for something that's unrestored. It would be more, of course, if you find one restored or polished or even replated. But definitely a must-have for all the wet shavers out there. Add it to your den soon. And now for the Classic Stank Challenge. Everyone knows Douglas Smythe, the Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, is known for his great scents. Let's put him to the test, these classic aftershaves. The first one, can you guess it? What do you smell?
I smell classic bay rum goodness.
All right, okay, tell me more.
I feel like I'm on a beach somewhere. Calypso music is playing. I'm wearing slinky shoes, possibly wearing a grass skirt. Not really a grass skirt, but not a skirt at all. It's a kilt. Dominica.
All right, you got it.
Nice.
You got it.
What else we got?
All right, next up. What are you smelling?
I smell classic man. That will mask many things, but primarily the scent of horse sweat and sin. That would be Aqua Velvet.
All right.
He wasn't so happy there. Did I do bad? It smelled like man to me.
Next up.
Can you put that close to my nose? That just went up my nose.
How close is too close?
That's what.
I actually heard you're only supposed to wear enough aftershave, so if someone's close to you, you can smell it.
Well, that depends who you talk to. It's cultural as well. But
Old man culture.
this is Parasso.
Yes, it is.
That would be sandalwood.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
All right.
Also, that would be in my left nostril too. So from here on in, you want to go for the right nostril.
All right. All right. And our
The one that's pierced.
our fourth classic aftershave of yesteryear.
Oh,
Adjectives?
this is a classic. And
Yes.
the bottle is just sexy, isn't it?
Yep.
This would be Sun Up.
Wrong.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Did I switch Aqua Velvet and Sun Up?
Yes, you did. But that's because they're both so classic, right?
They are classic
Okay.
and they're very similar in scent. Damn it.
And last but not least,
Oh, this.
what are you getting? What are you getting?
I'm getting autumn. This is something that I would wear in the fall,
Okay.
in the winter.
All right. Getting pretty specific here.
This smells like 1961 Royale Spice.
Yeah, it is.
Nice. Can we talk about that one?
Only if you take your blindfold off. I have a rule about not talking to people with blindfolds.
Whew. Yeah, these two are very close, not only in color, but also in scent. I don't believe I screwed that up.
Right.
So embarrassing.
Yeah.
But Royal Spice, check this out. So this is even in a vintage bottle. This bottle itself is... There's something to be said about Royal Spice, and I'm going to say it. This came out in 1961. The bottle still looks like this today. This is actually a bottle from 1961. This is made in a clay mold, the very same clay mold they're still using today. It's almost like a bay rum. It's not as sophisticated as a modern cologne or even a past cologne. It's not sophisticated. It's more honest. And no, it really is, and chaotic, like the holidays. That's why I think like it's festive for like the fall and winter because it is like a chaotic scent. It's almost obnoxious when you first slap it on, but I'm telling you, during the dry down, you really get it. It's a loose, like spicy clove, nutmeg, pepper, cinnamon, like spicy good time.
Now, did it originally come with a cork?
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
They have a little spray top,
Okay.
and they did back then as well. And they're made out of they look like pewter, but they're actually made out of lead. So don't eat it. But I'm telling you, everyone should have a bottle of Royal Spice, at least for historical reference, in their shave den. And any of these bottles actually should be in your shave den. This one's a little tougher to find. Sun Up, they no longer make this, but it's a classic splash. Same thing with Aqua Velva. This is a vintage bottle of Aqua Velva as well. I mean, come on, everyone. This is Dad and Grandpa in a bottle. But yes, this one a little less well known, and I highly recommend it. You want to get the stuff from Bermuda. They're now making it in the United States. It's kind of a different. It's almost like what happened with Shelton's with Old Spice and P&G. The scent has changed with the new purchase of the company, but it's still very close to the original. And again, if you can find a vintage bottle, go for it. In fact, anytime you can go for anything vintage, go for it. And Parasso. I mean, what's to be said about Parasso? So yeah, I don't believe I screwed these two up. You know, it was just bound to happen.
And for today's tip,
we have a hell of a tip, a hot tip, if you will. Many of you who have been following along have a Red Tip already, and you probably got it at a really good deal. And if you did get it at a really good deal, chances are the tip is, well, not in the best shape. It's chipped, the color's faded. We're here today to tell you how you, yes you, can restore the color of your tip yourself, DIY style. Take it, Matt.
head on down to your local hardware store
Keep
or
running
home
down.
supplier location and pick up a product by Rust-Oleum called Satin Claret Wine. It is as close as you can get to the original factory powder-coated look. Next, apply
almost touch tips.
Apply a very, very thin layer of masking tape right between the TTO knob and the handle to create a masked barrier.
And let's take this one step further. Meet the shuttlecock. This is eventually what your razor will look like. And I don't mean you can play badminton with it. No, not badminton. But you can get the job done without getting any stray paint on your razor. And what you want to do is keep this at a distance of probably about 8 inches and keep the spray can moving horizontally and the razor moving. Don't ever stop at one time or another.
Or else you can get some dripping.
Crazy drippage. No one likes drippage.
No.
Slow drip.
And once you're done, let it dry for at least 30 minutes before putting it in a toaster oven for 45 minutes at 200 degrees.
If you have a toaster oven. If you don't, you can always air dry it as well, but there's nothing like a baked finish. You might want to make sure that it's a secondary toaster oven, like most of us have. Supplemental toaster oven.
So you don't get in trouble.
No, you don't want to piss her off. You do not want to piss her off, ever.
Or him.
Yeah, I mean, we don't judge here. We don't judge at all.
Thanks for watching. I'd Lather Be Shaving. Like, comment, or subscribe below. And
Gee, that was a pretty good job for our first show, wasn't it, Matt? God, this guy just wants to end already.
It's almost like it's Lord of the Rings, where I just want one ending and you just want to keep on going.
What was that, like 5 endings on that thing?
I mean, first, you know, just
kind of like, what's that song? The Chevy to the Levee, just when you think it's over.
I think of the Beatles. Na 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 na. It just keeps on going. Hey Jude, shut the up.
If you enjoyed today's show, please
like,
us.
comment, or subscribe below, and let us know if there's any classic shaving products you'd like us to review or talk about.
Until next time, salud.
Shave on.
Shave off. Shuttlecock.